Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Todd Cheek coming at you with another episode of Living Your Best Life. And as always, thank you so much for your time this morning, this evening, this afternoon, to this whatever, whenever, wherever you're watching this episode. Thank you so much. And listen, right now I'm speaking to you from the Thanksgiving weekend. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. If this is Monday or Tuesday after Thanksgiving, happy belated Thanksgiving. And then if it's Monday or Tuesday while you're watching this episode, or any time after Thanksgiving, I hope you're back on your game. What I mean by that, well, I hope you're back on your exercise game, or your movement game, or your fitness game. I hope you're back on your diet game of getting back to eating healthy. We had a few days, of course, of just, kind of like, eating the dressing, the pies and all those things. But now it's time to get back on our game. So hopefully that's where you are. But anyway, today, back to the show. We have an awesome young lady that's going to be coming on to talk about skincare. Now, this is something that I haven't really ventured into with regards to speaking about. But as we already know, the skin is our largest organ, okay? And how to take care of it is sometimes a mystery. I'm not one to say that, I have all of the ideas and I know how to take care of my skin. No, not at all. But I know that I can probably do better than I do. I grew up on, the soap and water generation, just throw some soap on your skin and wash it off and boom, that's that. So that was my generation. I didn't grow up with, the how-tos of really how to take care of your skin. So Valen Perez of Picture Perfect Esthetics is going to be our guest, and she's going to be sharing with us some really, really awesome tips and strategies on how to best take care of our skin from the outside and also from the inside out. Okay, because that's something that we really, really don't focus on too much. Is that yes, even though we can have all these topical things that we put on our skin, a lot of times it's about what we put into our bodies that impacts or that affects our skin. So she's going to be talking about all of that. You're in for a real treat. I was totally impressed by her knowledge and also her passion. You're going to love her. So definitely check her out. Now, before we get on to the actual interview, listen, 2026 is coming around. I want everyone to pay attention to the new rollout of the challenge. All right, that's the Well Beyond 50 reset challenge. You people that are in your grays and all of that stuff, and even losing some of your hair, whatever. Anyone that's beyond 50 and you want to get well and stay well beyond 50, then this is the place to be. All right. So we are definitely going to be doing that starting in 2026, January. So make sure that you get the information. I'm going to be rolling out some new webinar dates that I want you guys to be in on. So please make sure that you get that information. All right. So anyway, that's that, everyone. We're going to get on to this interview with the awesome Valen Perez of Picture Perfect Aesthetics. Y'all take care, and I'll see you on the other side of the commercial. Be good. Peace. So welcome back, everyone. And listen, commercial, get in on that challenge. All right, kicking off at the top of the year. All right, the 50, Well Beyond 50 challenge, the reset challenge. If it's your goal, or if it's your goal to lose weight, if it's your goal to get healthier, I invite you to get in on that challenge. It's for 30 days. And we're going to be extending it out through a 90-day challenge. So be on the lookout for that. But enough of me talking about that. Let's get on to my guest. Now, I've never had anyone on to speak to us all about skincare. And I think it's a really, really interesting topic because it's something that I don't know a lot about. And this is why I wanted to have this awesome young lady onto the show today to talk about skincare and her business. And because, like I said, I don't know a lot about it. But I know that I've always heard, rather, that our largest organ is our skin, and so it absorbs, it functions as real life tissue, and we can either do things that is going to benefit that tissue or skin, or we're going to do something that's going to be non-beneficial. So I'm going to have the professional come on this afternoon or this morning to speak about skincare, something that once again I probably need to know more about. And so I just want to say thank you so much to Valen Perez. I always, want to make sure I get the name, correct. So how you doing today?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. So can we just say Val for short? Because I see
Yes,
on your thing.
I'm down.
All right, good, 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 good. So Val, once again, welcome to the show, and I appreciate you giving up some of your time on this Black Friday. I don't know if you're going to get out and hustle and bustle and do any shopping or whatever, but I do definitely thank you for giving us some of your time today.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, yes. So do you do Black Friday at all?
So I'm working today. I'm working
Oh,
all day today. I have a very busy booking today, which is great.
yeah, yeah. This is what you do.
Or shopping me for Black Friday, so that's wonderful.
That's good. Turned it around. All right. I love that. I love that. I love that. So tell me a little bit about who you are. And of course, what inspired you to start your skincare business. And, Paul, what gaps did you see that the industry may need and that you wanted to take, kind of fill?
Okay, so as stated, Val Perez, owner, founder of Picture Perfect Aesthetics down here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I absolutely love all things skin. Every time you turn around, you see something going on with skin, whether it's yours, whether it's children, whether it's family friends, but you see something going on with skin. And we do all this research, like how can we rid this or how can we better that? And then we go to these professionals, nothing against going to these professionals, but sometimes it just doesn't do the things we need done because most of the professionals only deal with, you know, diseases or inflations or things that calls for a medicated treatment. Sometimes the skin cell is what needed to get targeted. And as I listen to different podcasts with aesthetic professionals and pharmaceuticals, I really realized like the things they're talking about is not really there because I am a girl that gets facials also, and I never truly left fully satisfied because I used to break out with acne myself. I used to have hyperpigmentation myself. I used to have all those things, and I was never truly satisfied. Though I went because it was so calming and it was my self care. So I said, I am going to make my own practice once I retire from the military. I served 24 years in the Army. And my goal the entire last 5 years of my career was how do I create my own business? And so I started doing a massive amount of research on the different skincare types and the different ingredients and the difference in cultures and the difference in protocol. And I landed on um, professional Korean skincare because of what they use in their products, how it's applied, the science behind it, the results gained from doing the things that they say you should do with X, Y, and Z products. So I adopted their whole skincare line. All I use is professional grade Korean skincare. And when I tell you that they didn't lie not one time about what these products are going to do and how to maintain these treatments, the results that I get are amazing. Like I even talk with other esthetician professionals about what I'm doing because they're trying to figure out how to adopt some of the things that I have basically incorporated into my practice because it's working. So I think for me, I wanted to see actual results, not gimmicky things. I wanted to see actual results that lasted, that were able to be maintained without the complexity to some of the things that we know could come with the product line. So I made things very simple, and I made something that really worked. So that's how Picture Perfect Aesthetics came about.
Awesome, awesome. And how long have you guys been around? How long have you been around?
For a year now. Well, it'll be a year in March.
Wow. So
Mhm.
you've done actually really well
I,
in terms of you established yourself really well in that year's time.
there's a school, aesthetic school here that wants me to come on as an instructor, and I'm really thinking about it. I just got to figure out how that works because people need to know, like people need to know that there's other things out there that truly work versus what we offer here in the western side of the world. Because Easter things, if you look at those men and women over there, their skin is flawless, and it's flawless for a reason.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
they're living till they're in their hundreds as well. Like they're not developing all these cancers and these things because of the products that they're using. They're
Yeah.
eating, they're taking care of their self, health wise, and the external piece of them looks amazing. And it's
Yeah.
because of all the things that they are doing that they believe in. That's gospel to them.
Gotcha. 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 And so I take it that you're at your studio right now, right? Everyone. Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about your client in terms of who they are, your ideal client, and what types of skin concerns do you find yourself helping, most often?
Yes. So I see anybody with skin first and foremost, but the ones that truly come in really seeking help are the acne people, the ones that are aging, the ones that are having the uneven skin tone, hyperpigmentation. Excuse me. Those are the ones that truly come in stressed out with a need. That I am really getting these great results from once they follow the regime that we're going through and they're consistent and they're disciplined in the process.
Hmm. Wow. And and it's interesting that you say these things because stress. I always talk to my clients when it comes to stress and what stress, how it can be just lead to a cascade of either behaviors or a cascade of your body reactions to stress. And so sometimes sometimes stress can lead to eating bad food, which can result in skin, disorders. And so all those things come into play. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on because that's something that I really would like to know more from you about. Now, from your professional, perspective, what are some of the first signs of aging? Okay, as I spoke earlier about my well beyond 50 challenge that I'm doing, and so I'm speaking to a lot of people right now that are 50 and above, and skincare uh, becomes a real, issue, I think, or real focus, after, I feel like 40 because people start to see their skin change. So what are some of the first signs of aging that aging people typically notice, and which signs do worry them the most, in your opinion?
Yeah, so people are going to start seeing like the fine lines around their eyes. They're going to start seeing the smile lines. They're going to start seeing
Mhm.
the under eye changes, the darkness, the puffiness,
Right.
the texture. They're gonna start seeing their skin start showing dullness, the uneven texture, the enlarged pores. You're gonna see hyperpigmentation, sunspots, the dryness that equals the loss of firmness. You're gonna see the sagging around the jawline. And in
Hmm.
my opinion, I think what clients fear the most of these, of course, is a sagging jaw, the under eyes, the deep wrinkles, the hyperpig, and the loss of their like glow, their onset of dullness. Like those are the things that make you feel and look older.
Yeah.
That even others might notice, but you do yourself.
That's so interesting because I'll be honest with you. I mean, the you can't see it on this Zoom here, from me anyway. So it looks like my skin is somewhat kind of smooth, but I do deal with those the eye sagging thing a little bit. And it's something that, I've noticed over the years, and then the smile lines too.
Mhm.
All of those things. And so I'm thinking that these are a natural aging process. Are you saying that there are regimens or some type of system or something that you can do to help with those types of skin issues?
Absolutely, because you got to think hormones change.
Hmm.
And when we're talking about hormones, like that's the biggest driver behind how our skin looks, feels, and behaves.
Hmm.
We're going through these different stages of life because your estrogen shifts, your progesterone shifts, your testosterone shifts, and these can be a dramatic influence of things like the production of collagen loss, your acne onset, texture, and just your overall radiance. And then you got to think once you're into your 30s, that's when some of the things start slowing down and your hormones start becoming unstable because of the declination of your estrogen. Then you got the stress hormones, which raise the cortisol, and that can be due to all things life, career, family, and lifestyle. But you got to think like there are clinical products out there that do help the skin to remember what it's supposed to do. But you have to have consistency, you have to have balance, and you have to be disciplined because the skin learns just like everything else on the body learns. And of course, aging, it stops producing things as much. But with a consistent onset of products, they can begin relearning what it's supposed to do, but you have to be consistent. It's something that you have to continue using also. If not, it
Hmm.
revert back. So as you age, it's important to do the things you need to do when it comes to the things you don't care for at that point in time in life, if you want to make a difference in yourself and what you see.
Gotcha, gotcha. So someone over 40 or 50, because this is my thing too. It's like, I grew up doing the harsh things for skin. And that's like soap and water. And so that's kind of like what was in my household. Just wash your face, boom, 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 with soap and water. But of course, when you hopefully, you know better, you do better. And
Mm-hmm.
as you grow older and mature, you hopefully can find some better ways to take care of your skin. But my thing is routine. I do the same thing, over and over and over again. And so, what are some simple things that you can do? Three or four things, key steps that we can do for our skin on a daily basis.
So, sure, soap and water. People say, I just wash my face with soap and water. Okay, you got very clean skin. Um,
Hmm.
but if you're trying to target things, there's cleansers that are geared to certain skin types. You have your serums, same, moisturizer, same, and then of course SPF during the day. Um, and building that a simple but powerful daily routine is simple because you just look for the things in the cleanser per your skin type. Say if I
Okay.
felt dry, I want a hydrating cleanser. I probably want a foam or an oil cleanser. You want a hydrating serum or a peptide enriched serum. You want a rich moisturizer, and you want some type of retinoid or cell renewing serum, especially at night, because you
Mm.
want to take those retinol things at night because of sun. Sun can cause things to overproduce and overdo because it's combating each other. And then on top of that, we're doing sun protection during the day. We're doing hydration. We're doing nutrition. These gentle practices can take you so far, especially when you are in your 40s and 50s, because at this point, consistency and care often trump overloading of the actives and the activities that you're doing that is causing the things that are going on with your skin by these environmentals you're exposed to and around.
Wow. Yeah, that is something that, like I said, I am not one that is nowhere near educated on skincare. Um, Now, can genes play a part in it too? Because
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering about that also. Now, here's a big one because a lot of women that are in my of course age range, my wife being one, are dealing with menopause and things like that. And you spoke on how, the hormones do affect skin, and different life stages rather, from teens all the way into your 20s. I dealt with the pimples a lot when I was, earlier, and even the acne a little bit. But I guess I don't know what happened, but it kind of things kind of cleared up on its own.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know how that happens.
So when it comes to teens and, breakout, we got to understand that puberty triggers like a surge of androgens. And I don't want to turn into too much of a nerd, and especially
Yeah.
testosterone. And these hormones tell the oil glands, excuse me, to produce more sebum, and then it mixes with the dead skin cell. You're not exfoliating in bacteria because you're
Mhm.
not. And so teens, their face is the perfect acne storm. I promise you. That's
Okay.
all really talk about it because of all of the oil and all of the bacteria and all of the buildup. It just, I think when you begin skincare early in life, it kind of helps reduce the magnitude of a lot of these things that come with the different stages in life. Um, because it can help, even though it's hormonal, the right products can help a lot of these things go away and you able to maintain a clearer skin. Because take my daughter, she's 11, but she's starting to see little, breakouts because she's starting to go
Mm.
through puberty. That girl gets a facial every month. And matter of fact,
Oh,
she tell me when she's ready for a facial sometimes because of the things she's saying, because she knows how important it is and she knows that it clears up when I do certain things. And I have her on a skincare regime as well.
mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
all where your hormones are in the stages. When you're teens, they are active, they're aggressive, they are coming about and they're taking everything and turning it upside down because they're turning on, everything is turning on. So your balances are out of whack. So
Mm-hmm.
things are happening. When you go into your 20s, things start leveling. You see how my skin kind of looks good. Like I'm able to do the
Yeah.
thing. You think you got all this perfect skin that you need to do nothing to, but you do because here comes 30 when
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
are going down. So you don't want things to rapidly do what it's going to do in those significant milestones in life. You want to be able to maintain it through each of these stages by having a solid skincare regime and knowing what to do and when. So that's why I wish it was some type of mountaintop I can scream this from. Kids on these regimes so they don't have to go through the drastic changes that we have gone through, and now we are in
Yeah.
repair. You know.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That is so true. And now here's my favorite kind of like, what I was really wanting to talk to you about because I think this is so important. And that's this the nutrition part.
Mm-hmm.
And how powerful is nutrition when it comes to skincare?
Nutrition is absolutely the absolute most powerful thing regarding skincare because everything you put in your body or do to your body is going to show on the face. And the reason
Mm-hmm.
it's showing on the face is because all of those pores that are directly open to all the environmentals that are around us. And we overlook the tools for achieving those clear, glowing, healthy things. Um, because of what we feel like in that moment we want to do, or because of how we feeling and how we want to go about processing and making that moment better, but it's just for that moment because now you got to think about the residual that comes from that moment of doing the things that you
Mm-hmm.
have done that now have to come back out some way, shape, fashion, or form. And it's always going to be through the skin because that is the largest organ of the body. Like you said before, it reflects all of the internal environmentals. It reflects the inflammations. It reflects the hormonal imbalances. It reflects the hydration. It reflects gut issues, blood
Mm.
spikes. It reflects nutrition deficiencies. It all shows up on the skin long before we even notice them anywhere else. So you're
Wow.
going to tell on you. It really will.
Wow. That's interesting. It'll tell on you.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me because you mentioned a lot there. You said a lot there because my thing is when it comes to nutrition and skin, because being from the South, um, I grew up fried chicken. And if I'm stepping on feet on some feet out there, some toes,
Mm-hmm.
I apologize in advance. But grew up on fried chicken. Grew up on a lot of the foods that we would deem now uh, pretty unhealthy. Um, and and so, but once again, when you know better, you do better, hopefully. We didn't know. Back then it was just food to us, and especially as you're growing up, it's the best tasting stuff in the world. Now, now, and you mentioned your daughter at 11 years old. Um, Now, how and if you can share this information if you choose so. How do you modify the food in your house to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, okay, especially knowing that your daughter's going to be getting a facial once a month? Do you modify things in the house with regards to nutrition and making sure that you guys are hydrated, making sure that you guys,
Yes, Todd, let me tell you, because we all grew up eating that fried food
yeah,
with those processed oils,
yeah,
I know better because my skin was jacked up, right? Um,
okay, if you saying that, yeah,
because certain foods fuel inflammation because of the sugars, because of the processed foods, the junk foods. Inflammation is the root cause of acne, rosacea,
hmm.
eczema,
Hmm.
or aging. Like that's what people don't understand. Um, and this is just me. This is Val speaking for Val at this point. When you control those processed oils, sugars, junk food intake, your inflammation will begin to calm down. And that is going to help your acne reduce. That's going to help your redness phase. That is going to help your healing speed up. And that's just going to help your skin look smoother and brighter altogether. Once you cut down those certain foods that fuel inflammation. So in my
Gotcha.
house, we don't do it. I know when my
Okay.
daughter eats candy or when she eats something she is not supposed to because I see a little pimple. And I'm like, uh-huh.
I know
Uh-huh.
what you've been up
Don't
to.
worry about it. I told you not to. Now look at your face. And
Yeah,
she's very, I'm telling you, she's very aware of what she takes in. She's
that's
very,
awesome.
drinks a ton of water. She doesn't really do the juices or the sodas or any of those things. She is very aware.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations on that,
Mhm.
because it's a hard thing to do when, to deny your kids, those types of things, when they're at those
But
early stages.
educate them, and you have to be open to bringing all the things, those consumables into your house that you know are good and starting them at a younger age. Because my
Yeah.
daughter has been healthy for her entire life, so this is nothing foreign to her. Like we
Okay, gotcha.
eat all the junk food anyway, just because I personally know me and my spouse, the you can eat like that all day long. You're gonna look just like what you eat. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's just reality.
Yeah.
Health plays a lot in everything we do. And then especially the skin. Um, when the gut is imbalanced, when the gut is inflamed, overrun with those harmful bacteria, the skin becomes congested, it becomes irritated, and it becomes acneic. Poor gut health, I mean, it shows up. It shows up in the breakouts around your cheek and jaw, your texture, bumps. You get the redness, sensitivity, eczema, dermatitis, slow healing. Like this is not things that I'm just saying because I want to scare the people not to eat the Popeyes or the KFC. It is. I am speaking like facts. Like I have a pharmacist that I follow on one of my ASCP podcasts, and he
Hmm.
will break this down like nobody's business. And I sit there, I take my notes, and I go do my own research, and it's facts. Like these
Hmm.
are facts. Like it's
Yeah.
nothing about it that you can ever take away as fake news.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So I have a question right quick, and this is kind of like makeup, because does makeup cause, or can makeup cause?
Oh, absolutely. Because if it's comedogenic, which is pore clogging, you're going to see your face transform and not in a good way. So when you're
Mhm.
wearing makeup, you need to look for labels like non-comedogenic. You need to look for things hypoallergenic. You want to turn around and just make sure you're seeing clean products. And you can Google these things if you want. But non-comedogenic and hypoallergenic is what you want to look for a clean product. And some will have a
Okay.
plan on it so you know they're a clean product, but absolutely makeup will tear your face up,
Okay.
especially if you're not cleaning it twice a day, morning and evening. You're exacerbating the problem at this point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And not that I wear makeup, but it just came to mind, as I'm sitting here. But all right, so the $10,000 question here: what foods or supplements do you recommend?
I love this part. So I'm more so of an ingredient based person because I know what certain ingredients can do. So I know your omega 3s, your omega 3 rich foods, those are your anti-inflammatories, which is going to equal clearer skin. So
Mm-hmm.
your antioxidant rich fruits, those are your bright, even tone skin creators. So your leafy greens, that'll be your detox, your clear confection, your clear complexion creating foods. Your hydrating foods, those plump you, create that dewy skin look. You have your zinc, vitamin A, and these are very important right here. Zinc, vitamin A, because they are great for those acne prone skins. They help to clear that. You got your high fiber foods, which is your gut and skin connective um, um, intake. So anything high fiber is going to really help with that gut because it's going to give you those probiotics that you need. And we even have, because we know how bad gut health is sometimes. When I see people with the more congested, um, textured skin, I make sure I use probiotic line because I know that's going to help the outside. But just imagine you did the outside with the probiotics and the inside with the probiotics of these high fibers. Listen, you'll clear it before you knew it. And then you clean protein because that's going to give you the structure and firmness back in your skin. So those are the things I recommend people really pay attention to in their diets because those things help the skin and the face dramatically.
Wow, wow.
Mhm.
Everyone listening to this. This is some good information, really
Mhm.
good information. And I like I said, I am being a total novice at this with skincare and with your industry. And I cannot thank you enough for coming on and sharing your knowledge. And so I'd love to know what's in the future for Picture Perfect Aesthetics these days, because I definitely see a bright future for you.
I appreciate it too. And I'm so excited about what's to come as well because I'm here for the world. Like I'm here for people. I am here for everyone. So what I plan to create in the near future, I'm giving myself a year to begin this process. So by next year, I should be in the process of creating a larger studio with more signature treatment expansions. I'm going to launch my in-house skincare line. I've been on the fence about this one, but I really feel like I want to go ahead and get with a chemist and we begin talking about the things that, I want to, and this line is going to be based on um, Korean skincare lines, the ingredients that they use. So I know in the future I'm going to be taking many trips over there to try to help with what I want my line to look like. And then I want to
Awesome.
start doing more educational workshops, maybe be a virtual skin coach. I want to add more advanced technology to my treatments. I want to engage in community partnerships and maybe philanthropy, like because I feel like why not? That's just help one, help all. And
Mhm.
then I feel like my absolute long term goal is a full skincare wellness center.
Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Mhm.
And my goodness, I can see that happening for you, young lady. And you keep doing what you do. Please do. And any support that I can lend, I'm here because I really believe in what you're doing. From the first moment we talked, I was like, wow, she's got her head into this.
Right.
So you're dialed in. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're
Like this
dialed in.
name. This is my brand. This is something I can pass down to my kids.
Yeah, legacy,
Mm-hmm.
legacy, generational, baby.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Right.
And Val, thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
Yeah, this was really, really, really interesting. And it's like I said, you're the first esthetician that I've ever had on the show, and it's not because it was like I didn't value it. I know the value,
Mhm.
but when I connected with you and had an opportunity to speak with you, I and from your knowledge, I was like, okay, people need to know this stuff. People need to know you, and people need to know this information, and because we all care about how we look, at least a lot of us do, and most of us do anyway. So skin self-care is of utmost importance. And so once again, thank you so much for hanging out.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Yes, yes. So everyone, please, please, get in contact with Val. Okay, as you have heard, she is a wealth of knowledge and passionate about what she's doing, and that's what we are doing with this particular show. We want to bring these professionals onto the show to speak to you about what it means to live your best life. And yes, skincare is also part of that, living your best life, because, like she said earlier, when your skincare shows up, and it shows really how you're taking care of yourself. And so we want to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to show up as best as we can. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for your time. And this is Thanksgiving weekend, and you guys enjoy yourself. Eat responsibly. I know it says drink responsibly, but yes, now we need to change that to, eat responsibly. But enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, and definitely give thanks. All right, so y'all take care, and we'll catch you next time. Be good. Peace.